Welcome to Akron Buzz, everyone. I'm your host, Sarah, and I get to talk with Kimberly Stimmel today. Hi, Kimberly. How are you?
Great. Thanks for having me.
Yes, I'm so glad to have you. And Kimberly started the nonprofit Closet of Caring. So for people who haven't heard anything about it yet, because it's pretty new, go ahead and share with us what you do.
Closet of Caring was founded last November. My husband and I actually went out with our friend Nathan Walden, who owns Hope Soap and founded the Love Truck. And we went out on Halloween and we were just gonna help serve a meal. That was really our intention, was just to help him serve a meal to the homeless community. And we got there a little bit early, and we were sitting in the car and my husband's like, I don't really know what to do. And I was like, well, I'm just gonna get out and talk to people because, as my friends will tell you, I've never met some, I've never, a stranger's just a friend you haven't met yet. So I got out and started talking to folks, and I just, you know, we went beyond the trivial of the weather and the Ohio State game, and I just kind of started asking them, you know, how else could I help them and how else could I serve them? And their answers just kind of blew me away. And just this one lady said, I'd really love to give my nephew a hoodie. And I'll just always remember that because I just started thinking, I've got 10 in my closet. And
most people do.
Yeah, and it just blew me away. And I'm like, you know, I just thought of how much extra, and I'm a pretty minimalistic person. I don't like a lot of clutter in my house, but I still thought of how much extra we have.
Exactly.
And most people do. And so I just started thinking about it. And I mean, there are other answers, just blankets and soap and just basic necessities that we all take for granted. And so I went home that night and I just couldn't sleep, and I just started thinking of things, and it's one of the things that I do well is come up with an answer usually. I don't stop. My husband will tell you it's a blessing and a curse. I don't stop until I can figure it out.
So you brainstormed, how do I get this stuff to these people?
Yep. And the next day I woke up and I launched a Facebook page, and then I went to every free group or social group in town. And in the middle of a pandemic in November, I started asking people to leave things on my porch instead of putting them in, you know, a drop box or something else. And they did leave things.
To do it.
They left everything. And
so you've learned since then.
I have learned since then.
Yes.
If you go through our photos on Facebook, there is a photo at the beginning in my garage. Was full. The entire bay of my garage was just overflowing. It looks like an episode of Hoarders. And it wasn't. It was just the first couple of weeks of items. We got home from the Thanksgiving holiday, and I had to have friends come over because I was just like, I am so riddled with anxiety. I don't know.
So overwhelmed.
I don't know where to start. Yeah. And we got it situated, and there was a learning curve. So now I know that, you know, for typically every 100 people I see one woman and 99 men. So now I only take men's clothes.
Yes.
I will take women's business attire, but I channel that directly to the Domestic Violence Project. I don't keep those because I don't have need for them in outreach.
And right now, you mentioned that you're accepting men's shorts and pants.
Yes, and that is solely due to the reason that I have Lots of shirts. I don't know how we ended up with, we just got down to 6 bins. So I have 12 clothing bins and 6 of them are full of shirts. So right now I'm taking shorts and pants. That includes sweatpants or any kind of bottoms. I always take new socks and new undergarments, new underwear, because used ones are yucky.
Absolutely.
And just remember that anything you send to my house, I have to touch.
Right, so send stuff that's in good condition.
Right, if you wouldn't give it to
someone else would want to wear.
Yeah, they might be homeless, but they are still human beings, and I am a human being, and I have to touch it. So if it's yucky, don't send it.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
All right, so men's shorts and pants, you also accept non-perishable food and snacks.
Yep, we bring snacks and water every week. So while we take usually 6 to 8 bins will fit in my car. So we bring and set out the bins. People can shop and they take as much as they need. We tell them, you know, take a bag. I bring a bag of bags so they can fill up a bag and they take as much as they need. And while they're doing that, I bring blessing bags, we call them. I use a drawstring backpack.
Okay.
And we fill that up I go through my bins and I filled it up with wipes, deodorant, toothbrush, toothpaste, soap, shampoo, all the essentials that a razor, all the essentials they would need.
Toiletry essentials,
And the reason we use a drawstring bag is that a lot of them they literally don't have anything to carry things in. So it always warms my heart the next week or several weeks later when I see them come back and they still have that backpack because they just don't have anything else. So there is a pinned list both on our Facebook, which is at Closet of Caring, and on our website, which is closetofcaring.org, of the toiletry items, as well as an Amazon wish list that will ship directly to my house. So if you're not local and you would like to help provide any of those items, that Amazon wish list is there.
That's great. Okay, so just to be clear, you're accepting shorts and pants for men. You're accepting non-perishable food and snacks. And do you take the water bottles as well too?
I take bottles of water. And so I always take socks, underwear, non-perishable snacks, water, and hygiene items. I will never refuse those because we blast through them. Every week I hand out snacks and water with the clothing and hygiene bags. So, and I never have enough. No matter how many hygiene bags I bring, it's never enough. There just aren't. People, it's a consumable item, so people are always in need of them. And as I make room for more clothing, I will accept more clothing. That is something that we
hope to do eventually.
We hope to do eventually. That is something that we are fortunate to never have a lack of in needing that.
Yeah, no, that's great. And then of course you're always accepting those toiletry items like you mentioned too. So it's just good for people to know that, and they can find all that information on your website. So go ahead and mention the website.
Our website is closetofcaring.org, and you'll find all kinds of information about us there, about how we got started. There's a little bit of blurb about about our board of directors. They're both named Sarah.
Nice.
They're both named Sarah Schlosser, actually.
More Sarahs.
But my life is full of Sarahs. When we moved here, my husband said, if you make any more friends named Sarah, I'm going to put a cutoff because I can't keep them straight. But
that's so funny.
So you'll find a little bit of information about them, about me, and just about the organization, about how we got started, and I talk about just how, this chose me. I'm not so much a religious person as a spiritual person, but I do really believe that this chose me. I certainly did not intend to start a nonprofit to do this.
You saw a need.
I saw a need, and I just wanted to
go for it.
Fill it. I love helping people. I really believe that this is my calling in life, is to help people, and I try to love everyone, and
you can tell that you love people and that you care for people. And I've shared this with you before, because Kimberly and I have talked before this as well, but that I think it's so cool that you saw the need and that you didn't wait for a year to work out all the details. Not that that's bad, that's a different kind of person, that's okay too, but that you just went for it. And sometimes in certain situations like this where the need was really great and you wanted to get this stuff to people, and you just went for it, and you're going to figure it out along the way, right?
And that is exactly it. I really had no idea. People ask me that all the time, and I didn't have any idea what I was doing. I didn't, we have I have a separate account. I opened a separate bank account because I did file 501c. Everything's legal. We're registered with the state of Ohio and the Secretary of State, and I filed all the 501c3 paperwork. So we're still waiting on that certificate to come in, because government time is different than any other time in the world.
It's going to happen soon.
But it is filed. But I didn't know how to do any of that stuff. And, our Closet of Caring money is different from Kimberly Stimmel money. And J.R. Stimmel money, I will, it's household money. But, we are a brand new nonprofit. And I was not willing to take the very minimal funding that we had and pay a lawyer a very exorbitant fee. So, I was lucky enough to know somebody who knew somebody who knew somebody that gave me a little bit of advice, but by no means was, doing the work for us. And so I just took a chance, and I did a lot of Googling and a lot of research, and I did the paperwork. And but the point is that if you want to do something and you're passionate about it, you can do it.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
there can never be too many helpers.
Yeah.
And whether you're going out and doing meals on a Sunday, or you're want to get involved with the domestic violence project is a very personal part of my outreach. I lost my best friend to a domestic violence murder-suicide when I was very young in 2005. So when I started this, I knew that I wanted to do something to help women in that similar situation. So we also collect women's business attire, and I channel that directly to DVP.
And just to give a little bit of a shout out to them as well, you did a drive for the Domestic Violence Project.
Yes.
And that went really well. So just
it was so overwhelming. That was so overwhelming and so amazing.
Yeah.
We did a bra, panty, and hygiene drive because, like it or not, that's part of being a woman, and that stuff is expensive. And every month we have that problem, and that stuff doesn't grow on trees.
It doesn't.
And with the help of Celia's Boutique and Harps and Thistles and Upfront Art Space, they all allowed me to put baskets in their shop, and we ran a drive for a few weeks for Mother's Day, and we collected 2,533 pieces of feminine care items, hygiene products for the Domestic Violence Project, along with,
which is amazing,
new bras and panties and stuff. It's all actually loaded in my car. You can't see out the back of it. I'm bringing that
amazing.
Up there today.
That's wonderful.
But we do partner. I try to do things for to help them as well, and we do. Typically I try to limit it to emergent community need projects, but we do also do community need projects when people contact me. We're currently doing one. Actually, you were gracious enough to bring me some things for them.
Able to bring some things.
But when people contact me and they have an emergent need, we just did a baby package. That just came to be when we were very new, and somebody asked me if I would help them with some baby stuff, and somehow I became the baby lady and
collected and got things for the person who needs it.
Usually it ends up like 3 a month. We do community care packages where somebody will contact me, and I can't do them all. I try to limit it to what is truly an emergent need, because
what you're able to.
I am a one-woman operation. So.
Totally understand that. And yeah, I think it's really cool. I just wanted to say that you use this really traumatic thing with losing your friend to really be able to help people and help the Domestic Violence Project. And I love seeing those stories of like when people use their pain for good.
You can sit in your pain, or you can use it to grow. So it took me a long time. It's been 16 years.
It's not an overnight thing. No, that's for sure.
It is.
But we can definitely do that, and that's important. And I want to draw attention to your T-shirt.
Oh, yes. I was so thankful at the beginning of this. My dear friend Angie, she does the Be Love line at Celia's.
Okay.
And Reverie put me on their charity calendar last year, the 16 Days of Giving, and I, like everything I do, did it like that. When Kristen contacted me and told me I was on her calendar, I was like, I need shirts, and she made me these shirts, and they were beautiful, and they were black and white, but that is not my personality.
Right. Wanted some color.
I wanted to brand ourselves, so I designed these shirts. They are available on our website. There is a link up there, and so they have our logo, and they are very bright and vibrant, like ourselves. And if I turn around, is it going to mess up?
Yeah, just watch the microphone as you turn around.
So on the back, they do have our website, and they say, when you have more than you need, build a longer table, not a higher fence, which is what we like to tell people all the time, because that is really what our foundation is built on, because we all do have more than we need, and even if it's one box of crackers, or you know, you bought some toothpaste you didn't like and you bought it on sale, and
Pass it on.
you know, 2 extra tubes or whatever, or your free toothbrush from the dentist, like that's, you know, all of those things, you know, if you go through your closet and you're doing a clean out, we all really do have
more than we
need, and that is going to help somebody.
Absolutely. I love that. And I love that quote too. I had heard that before. It's such a beautiful quote. So people can support you in a lot of different ways, and I love that. They can buy a t-shirt. They can get some of those items together that you use regularly and drop off and contact you through the website or through your Facebook if they want to do a drop off. If they want to be a part of what you're doing more, is there an opportunity for people to come out and actually be a part of dropping things off to the homeless community?
Yep, that's a question I get asked a lot.
Okay.
So what I started asking people to do, because I do get that a lot, and there's, the short answer is yes, but what I've been asking people to do is to email me. The email is closetofcaring@gmail.com.
Okay.
And to email me your name, your telephone number, the days that work best for you, the times that work best for you.
Okay.
And I know it's a personal question, but I do ask that people let me know if they have been vaccinated. And that is because I am very immunocompromised, and it's not, to each their own. Whatever you want to do is fine. But for my personal health, I've had 8 surgeries in the last 8-ish months. So for my own personal health and safety, I do ask that question. And then, you know, just what are you interested in helping with? Is it distribution? Is it stuff with the DVP? Is it, you know, what are you interested in helping with? And I am building a spreadsheet for that. And we're just now getting to the point where
you're getting more people involved.
I am building a sheet for that, and I am trying to figure out where I can incorporate people, because we are you know, it is currently out of my house. I do have big dreams. We're working on a big fundraiser, and I am trying to build a big bank account so that we can get out of my basement. But it is something that is currently run out of my home. So it is a fine line where I do welcome the help, but
at the same time, it has to be the right help, and
it has to be the right help, and it has to be, you know, we have to develop relationships because it is my home. And also, it just, I get a little nervous sometimes. Actually, Saturday, we were distributing on Saturday, and we were there. We left about 1:30, and there was a shooting at 5 o'clock, right where we were. So while I'm not personally responsible for that, obviously, I would feel terrible if somebody was to volunteer and come with me and something happened while we were down there. So yes, people can sign up to volunteer. I'm still trying to work out the logistics of how they can help, but you are welcome to email me that information, and once I can figure out the pieces of how we can do that safely, I will happily contact you.
And that'll come over time too, you know, as you guys grow, and as we get further away from COVID too, and we'll be able to grow into that a little bit more.
We are very rapidly growing, and I do welcome the help. I just need to figure out a way that I can do that safely for everyone.
Absolutely. And it sounds like one of the best ways that people can get involved is just by bringing you those items that you use all the time. So. And I love, Kimberly actually mentioned to me before we close here that you could do your own drive, which I think is really cool too. Like if somebody wanted to collect for you, I know you've had people do this before, they could run their own drive at their workplace, at, you know, if they're part of a school or part of a community of some sort, that they could run a drive for you. It could be the non-perishable items, it could be the toiletry items. So you would be able to get involved in that way. And kind of do it on your own, and then be able to drop it off for you to distribute. So I thought that was a great idea as well. So go ahead and just share with us one more time the webpage, the Facebook page, and how people can contact you before we go.
The email is closetofcaring@gmail.com. Our website is probably the best way to get information, and that's closetofcaring.org. There's also a, if you choose to send a monetary donation, if you want it to go to a specific cause, just put a note on there. If you want it to go to a specific project that we're doing for domestic violence or whatever, if you see a specific cause, I'm very active on social media. Just put a note on there and I'll make sure it gets allocated to that. Otherwise, it just all goes to our overhead fund.
Okay.
But there's a button for PayPal. There's also a Venmo link, and you'll find all the information about our charity on there. We are on Facebook at Closet of Caring, and we are on Instagram at closet.of.caring.
All right.
So those are all of the ways that you can reach us. And if you are someone who happens to be involved in a church, a school, a something with a large space, social hall type space, I am brainstorming our
fundraiser,
large fundraiser. I was going to say gala, but it's definitely not a gala, but our large nonprofit fundraiser for the year. And I am looking for someone who would be gracious enough to donate us a large social hall type space for that event. So if you are that person,
yes, definitely contact.
Please, please contact me. And if you would like to support us and raise awareness to Closet of Caring, the link for our shirts is on the website. Just scroll down a little bit and there's a shop now link.
I love that. All right. Well, thank you so much, Kimberly.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to see you.
You as well.
Thank you.
And thank you guys so much for being with me here today. We always have a great time here on Akron Buzz, and we hope you follow us on Facebook and you subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out our brand new Roku channel. We'll see you guys next time. Bye, everyone.